The Buddha's hair, from history to symbol. When we think of a Buddha statue, the most recognizable detail is the spiral curls covering his head. Few people know that in the earliest statues of India, the Buddha's hair was carved as gentle waves, tied in a bun like traditional monks. But carving soft, flowing hair in stone was difficult, so artisans found a solution. Small spiral curls, neat and durable. What began as an artistic choice soon became a standard. Today, no matter where you go in the world, those tiny spirals instantly tell you, this is the Buddha. From a symbolic view, the spiral suggests an infinite circle, turning inward to reflect on the self, and outward to radiate wisdom. That is the path of enlightenment. First, looking within, then spreading compassion to others. Each curl is identical, equal, reminding us that all beings share the Buddha nature, none higher or lower, only different in how far they dare to walk the path. The Buddha's hair, flames of wisdom. Folklore says that, after Prince Siddhartha cut off his royal hair to become a monk, it grew back in miraculous spirals, like little flames rising toward the sky. From afar, the Buddha's statue seems to glow, with hundreds of torches of wisdom. That is why in countries like Thailand or Laos, the Ushnisha on his crown is shaped like a high flame, a blazing symbol of awakening. The message is clear. Buddha's wisdom is not kept for himself, but shines across the whole world. Look closely, and you may notice another lesson. Patience. To create hundreds of tiny, even spirals takes great care and persistence. The spiritual journey is the same. Enlightenment cannot be rushed. It is step by step, curl by curl, like flames steadily burning through the darkness of ignorance, until light fills the entire sky. The Buddha hair is the spiral of life. The spiral hair of the Buddha is more than art or religion. It is also a living metaphor for our own lives. Spirals appear everywhere in nature. The seashell, the sunflower, even the galaxy. They show a pattern of growth without beginning or end. Human life is like that too. At times we feel stuck in circles, repeating mistakes, returning to the same struggles. But in truth, we are rising, one level higher each time, stronger and wiser. The Buddha's spirals remind us that suffering and hardship are not punishment, but stepping stones in the upward climb. If we persist, the spiral will eventually bring us to peace. Perhaps this is why, for thousands of years, people who look upon those tiny curls on the Buddha's head find comfort and faith, trusting that wisdom and compassion are always present, waiting for us to awaken. The mark of the universe in every spiral. If you look closely, the spiral curls of the Buddha are not only artistic details, but also imprints of the universe itself. In nature, spirals appear everywhere. The vast galaxy above, the powerful whirlwinds of the sky, or the delicate patterns on seashells deep in the ocean. Ancient people recognized that the spiral is a symbol of ceaseless movement, of eternal life. By shaping the Buddha's hair into spirals, artisans seem to remind us that his spiritual journey was not separate from the laws of nature, but perfectly in tune with the endless rhythm of the cosmos. For us, this image carries a profound lesson. Life often feels like a whirl, pulling us into challenges that seem unending. Yet instead of resisting, if we learn to move with it, to draw wisdom from each turn, we discover that every spiral lifts us to a new level of understanding. The Buddha's hair becomes a silent map. Do not fear the whirlwinds of life, because hidden within them lies the opportunity to rise higher, to grow deeper, and to find harmony with the infinite patterns of the universe. A mirror for our journey. The spiral hair of the Buddha is not only a detail of ancient sculpture, but also a mirror for our own spiritual path. Each curl is small, yet together they form a complete crown of beauty and meaning. In the same way, each small act of kindness, each moment of reflection, may seem insignificant alone, but collected day after day, they build a life of depth and peace. Spirals teach us patience. They turn slowly, layer upon layer, reminding us that progress is often invisible at first. Just as the seashell takes years to form its perfect spiral, our hearts too take time to grow. In our busy modern lives, we often want instant results, quick success, immediate peace, fast solutions. But the Buddha's hair tells us, true transformation is gradual. The spiral does not rush, yet it never stops moving forward. When we face setbacks, it is easy to think we are going backward, but in reality, the spiral is carrying us higher. So each time you see a Buddha statue, pause and ask yourself, what spiral am I walking today? Am I moving upward through compassion and wisdom, or am I stuck in circles of anger and desire? The answer lies not in the statue, but in the life you are building curl by curl. And so, each spiral on the Buddha's hair is not only a reflection of his enlightenment, but also a mirror for the journey we are all walking. Every small act of kindness, every quiet moment of reflection, though it may seem insignificant, is quietly shaping a deeper, steadier life. When we realize this, we no longer fear the cycles or challenges, but see them as steps that lift us higher. And in this very moment, as we pause together in reflection, we can let our hearts enter into a simple prayer, asking for light to guide our minds, for wisdom to grow within us, and for peace to accompany us through the spirals of life. And so, each spiral on the Buddha's hair is not only a reflection of his enlightenment, but also a mirror for the journey we are all walking. Every small act of kindness, every quiet moment of reflection, though it may seem insignificant, is quietly shaping a deeper, steadier life. When we realize this, we no longer fear the cycles or challenges, but see them as steps that lift us higher. And in this very moment, as we pause together in reflection, we can let our hearts enter into a simple prayer, asking for light to guide our minds, for wisdom to grow within us, and for peace to accompany us through the spirals of life. May the light of clarity shine gently on every listener, so that in the middle of confusion we may find understanding, and in the middle of crossroads we may discover wisdom. Just as the spiral hair of the Buddha reminds us, the upward path may be slow, yet it surely leads to peace and insight. May each of us learn to turn inward to reflect honestly, and at the same time open outward to share kindness with others. If today's reflection has offered you even a brief moment of calm, or a gentle reminder to live more mindfully, I invite you to respond by leaving a like, by sharing this video with those who might need encouragement, and by subscribing to the channel. Your presence here is not only support for this work, but also part of building a small, warm community, where we walk together toward deeper understanding of culture, wisdom, and life. Please remember that what you have heard is just one small perspective. Treat it as an invitation to reflect, to practice, to observe, and to discover for yourself. If anything feels incomplete, I warmly welcome your comments and feedback. True wisdom only grows when it is nurtured by humility, openness, and dialogue. Together, we can continue to learn, to question, and to share insights that help us live with more light and peace in our daily lives.